Hi everyone, it's me Louis and welcome to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can set up your Shopify store so you only deliver to specific postcodes in Malaysia. If this is something you've always wanted to do with your store, let me show you how you can do it. So one of the main reasons why a business would want to limit their delivery area to specific postcodes is that the items that they're selling are perishable. Like if you're selling food, cakes, these type of items usually need to be delivered within 30 minutes or a maximum of an hour. If you don't restrict the delivery area, you might come into some problems when people outside of your delivery area starts making orders on your store. If that's a problem you want to avoid by restricting your delivery area by postcode, if you've tried to do this in Shopify's core settings here, under settings, shipping and delivery, okay, so if you've tried to do it here, you'll most likely find that it's not possible for you to restrict the shipping by postcode or even by distance. All you can do here is restrict the shipping by state. So if you're in Malaysia, you can say, okay, I'm going to only deliver to Selangor, or I'm going to only deliver to Sabah, or I'm going to only deliver to Kelantan, and so on. But if you have a more strict delivery area, you'll find that this setup can be quite limiting. So the only way for you to add that feature where you can restrict your shipping zones further is by using an app. So first thing you need to do is go to the App Store. Okay, click on Shop for Apps. So once you're inside the App Store, all you need to do is now search for the suitable apps. Alright, so you could look for shipping restrictions, postal code. Okay, so outside of Malaysia, sometimes people use postal code, so that will give you a more accurate search result. Okay, so here we see, okay, so potentially two different apps that might work. So we have the easy shipping restrictions and Zipcode restriction or validate. So you could use any of these two to give it a go. For my tutorial, I'm gonna go with the Zipcode restriction or validate. Alright, so as you can see here, this app isn't free. It's $3.99 a month on top of your monthly payment to Shopify. But it does come with a 10-day free trial, so you can give it a test run before you commit to paying the monthly fee. Okay, so add the app. Okay, install the app. Alright, so let's take a look at what are the features and how you can set this up. Okay, so getting started, your customer will be asked to provide a zip code. Alright, so you have to scroll down here and configure what are the zip codes that you do service, which is the ones that you do deliver to, and then as well as the postcodes which you don't service or don't deliver to. Alright, so I'm gonna just give this some sample postcodes. Let's take a look at what are some postcodes in Malaysia. Alright, postcodes in Selangor. Let's say I'm a business in Selangor which services specific postcodes only. So let's take this 40,000, 40000, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe this 40680. 40680. Okay, so two sample postcodes which I do service, and let's try some postcodes which I don't want to service. Okay, maybe 46960. And then maybe this 46964, before. Alright, so save it. Okay, the second step is to enable the widget. Okay, so widget is an element that customers will see in their cart. When enabled, the widget will hide the checkout button until Zipcode is validated. Validating Zipcode before checkout is disabled in your store. Alright, so this is pretty handy if you don't want to give your customers a surprise. So they've come all this way to check out and then, you know, oh, actually you don't deliver to their area. So that's gonna be a bummer. So you might want to enable this so they can do a quick check on that before they check out. In fact, I don't think this is optional. This doesn't have the optional tag here. The next step is to enable pop-up. So this is optional. A pop-up is a full screen element showing on top of your store. The customer will need to provide zip or close the pop-up to proceed. Okay, so if you want to do that, you know, like get them to key in their postcode before they could even see your store, then you can do that. But generally speaking, I don't think that's a very good idea. So in case somebody just wants to check out products in your store, but even if they couldn't buy it right now, they might be able to buy it in the future. So locking it that way might not be the best idea. Alright, so we'll just leave it at the default. Alright, so the fourth step is to leave a review. So this is optional, so we can just leave it for now. If you like the app, of course, you could just give them a good review after this. Alright, so you've done this. Let's take a look at the cart widget settings. Okay, so this is the widget that you'll see here, and you can customize the words that they show. They show here. This check if we deliver to your address, your zip code, the text placeholder, as well as this button check. Alright, so let's say I change this to deliver, or find out if we deliver to your area before proceeding. Okay, so this you probably want to change because we don't use zip codes here, we use postcode. Okay, your postcode. So in case you're not delivering, what's the error message? Sorry, we don't deliver to your area. So if you want to include some other information here, like a contact number, you can also do that. Might be useful. Alright, so colors means just this button. So maybe you wanna make them like really alert to this field. You could do that with a red color. Okay, so once you're done with the customization, just save the settings. Okay, so the next one is the pop-up settings. So we haven't enabled this, so we don't have to configure it. So if you have, then it's the same thing. You can just configure it as you want to. Email leads. Okay, this as well. It comes with the pop-up settings, so you don't have to configure these two. Alright, so now's the time for us to test this out. Okay, does it work? How does it work, and how does it look? Okay, just for me to refer to, here are some of the postcodes that we're saying we are not delivering. Okay, so let's give it a try. Okay, so here's my store that I set up a couple weeks ago. As you can see here, there's the handy button for you to key in the detail. Alright, so what's the area we don't deliver to? 46960. And what's the area we do deliver to? These two. Alright, so let's try keying in this. Okay, so if it does deliver, it will just vanish. Okay, let's try. Alright, so let's see what happens if it doesn't deliver. Okay. Alright, so it just says that they can't deliver. Okay. How about postcodes that we haven't keyed in at all anywhere? So let's try 46300. Okay, so anything that you haven't keyed in anywhere also just comes up as not deliverable. So if you were to leave this blank, same thing. So here is where, if you have more areas where you deliver to versus not deliver to, then it's probably going to be more efficient for you to just key in the postcodes that you don't deliver to. Okay, so I don't have to key this in at all. Okay, so but if you only deliver, if the postcodes that you do deliver to is much smaller than the postcodes that you don't deliver to, it might be more efficient to do it the other way around, okay, which is to key in all the postcodes that you do deliver to instead. Alright, so let's take a look at if I tried to check out with this postcode. Okay, so this is an area that's not being delivered to. Okay, check out. Okay, seems alright. So here again, before you could even check out, you're prompted with the postcode field, right? So if I place in any postcode where they don't deliver, this store doesn't deliver, and I can't check out. Okay, so if I am in the delivery area, alright, then I can check out. Okay, so that's how this app works. Of course, this is not always going to be the most ideal solution for everybody. So if you have other needs, then you would want to go back to the App Store with the keywords that I suggested and test out a bunch of other apps. But I think that for most businesses that have a list of postcodes ready that you would deliver to, then this app would actually come handy. Alright, so I hope that's given you a better idea of how to restrict your delivery by using postcodes. Again, like I mentioned before, this isn't the perfect solution for everyone, and I encourage you to give a lot of different apps a try before settling on one or deciding to pay for one. If you run into some trouble setting up your postcode app, or if you have any other questions with regards to setting up shipping for your store, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want more quick tips like this from my channel, remember to subscribe. Alright, so thank you again for your time, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye bye.